Stellar Blade.
Eve, look up!
I already did a very short review of the demo version that came out on 30th of May. And well, I was not that convinced back then. But fortunately, here on YouTube and Discord, people convinced me to give it a second and deeper look for the full release. And boy, would I have missed out. Let's start with the technical side, because in my opinion, it deserves a standing ovation. Stellar Blade on PC is what happens when developers respect the platform and the players. This is one of the most polished PC ports I played in years. From the moment I booted up, it ran flawlessly at 225 FPS with G-Sync activated on my 4090. Even at ultra settings, the game barely breaks a sweat. No shader compilation stutters, no mid-game loading hiccups. Everything feels instant and smooth. It's the kind of experience that makes you appreciate proper launch day release. Yes, DLSS 4 had some minor hiccups, a few micro stutters here and there, but switching to DLSS 3 solved it entirely. It's a very small trade-off and everything else makes more than up for it. This is how you do a PC release. Full stop. Yes, it's more than just eye candy. Stellar Blade has character designs that have sparked plenty of discussion. But the truth is, the game is far more than that. Once you're in combat, you're not thinking about the protagonist's outfit. You're thinking about survival, about spacing, parries, counterattacks and positioning. The fan service is there, sure, but it doesn't define the experience. In fact, the game seems to play with the expectations some players bring in, then pleasantly surprises with its depth, quality and challenge. One of the things that immediately stood out for me was the exceptional UI design. It blends console-friendly simplicity with PC-level customization and usability. The interface is sleek, minimalistic and non-intrusive. No clunky radial menus, no over-designed HUD elements. Everything is where it needs to be and stays out of the way when not needed. You can adjust subtitle size, UI scale and font size, which is a small touch that goes a long way in accessibility. Inventory management is smooth and quick, and gear upgrades are intuitive without being overly complicated. Navigating menus is a genuine pleasure, which is rare to say for any game. Let's get to the visual sound and atmosphere. Visually, the game is absolutely stunning, but not in a sense of, look how shiny my graphics are, kind of way. It's the art direction that sells the immersion. A mix of dystopian, sci-fi, industrial decay and surreal beauty, with a touch of anime influence that adds styles without overpowering. The color palette leans dark and moody, but always retains readability. Shadows are deep but never muddy. Lighting is dramatic and purposeful. Everything works together to create a cohesive tone that pulls you in and doesn't let go. Sound design deserves a praise too. From the electric hum of the machinery to the crunch of parries and the pulse of the soundtrack during boss fights. It all adds layers to the tension and mood. The voice acting is solid and the ambient audio helps bringing the world to life. The narrative is deliberately vague, especially in the beginning. You're dropped into a conflict you don't fully understand, and the game doesn't spell it out for you yet. But that's the point. The lack of exposition creates tension and curiosity. Who are you fighting for? What happened to the world? What's really going on? Rather than just front-loading the plot. Stellar Blade lets the story unfold organically. Bits of lore are scattered across the world, but you'll need to pay attention, piece things together, and draw your own conclusions. It's an experience-based approach with a clean slate. I avoided guides, spoilers and even trailers, and I'm glad I did. The world of Stellar Blade is mysterious, layered and surprisingly open. While not a full open world, the game offers large, interconnected zooms filled with secrets, hidden paths and rewarding exploration. Environmental storytelling is everywhere, from ruined cities to eerie underground facilities. And you get the sense of a world that existed before everything went to hell. The map design encourages curiosity without ever feeling bloated or padded. Each area has a purpose, each encounter a reason, and the farther you go, the more intriguing it gets. Okay, but what about gameplay? I would say Stellar Blade is a mix between Nier Automata, Darksiders and Sekiro, but also unique on its own. It borrows elements from all three, but combines them into something that feels fluid, tactical, and uniquely satisfying. Combat is quick and responsive, but it's not mindless. You need to study enemy patterns, parry or dodge at the right time, and chain abilities effectively. It's faster paced than Souls games, but it still demands respect and attention. The animation timing and weight give each strike meaning, and even minor enemies can ruin your day if you're careless. What impressed me most was how the game trusts the player. There's no excessive hand-holding, no constant pop-up tips, just you, your blade, and your instincts. There are tutorials, yes, but they are optional. You learn through playing, failing and adapting. It's old school in the best way possible. Let's get to the enemies and the combat. You know, what really surprised me is the enemy diversity. You're not just fighting reskins or palette swaps. Each enemy type has its own moveset, strength and weaknesses. And the game keeps introducing new ones well into the playthrough. Some bosses are mechanical monstrosities, others are twisted humanoids. All of them demand strategy. It's never cheap, but always tense and most importantly, fun. Stellar Blade is Shift Up's phenomenal debut. It's the first full-scale game from South Korean developer Shift Up, and honestly, they knocked it out of the park. It's rare to see a debut title this polished, this confident, and most importantly, this fun. You can feel the love and passion the whole team put into it in every frame. Stellar Blade does not reinvent the wheel, but it does not need to. What it does is executing brilliantly. It offers slick, fast-paced combat, immersive atmosphere, a smartly told story, and uncompromising performance on PC. The whole package oozes quality and intention. For fans of Nier, Sekiro, Darksiders, or Souls-likes, and action RPGs in general, this is an absolute must-play. But even if you're new to the genre, this is one of those games that welcomes you without compromising its identity, which is kinda rare these days. 9 out of 10. Let me know down in the comments what you like the most about Stellar Blade and what game you want to be reviewed next. Like, share and subscribe if you haven't for more reviews, opinions and guides for everything gaming. Until next time, thank you for watching. Ultimate Game Club, peace out.